All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into the trending topics of the day, and let's see what's topping at SA Tourism. Well, I mean, you heard the story in the news, and this has been the talking point this week about SA Tourism wanting to sponsor the Premier League team, Tottenham Hotspur, and talking to, putting welcome to South Africa, or come to South Africa, or visit South Africa, whatever the case may be, on the sleeve of the Tottenham Hotspur team, and also a lot of other integrated moves in that deal as well. But we had a press conference yesterday from SA Tourism where the CEO, Themba Khumalo, was basically teaching us. He was lessoning us on what went down and what marketing is all about, what the money was going to be spent for, and how the law had been broken by somebody leaking documents that are still under discussion and at board level, and all of these things. But the reality is that they're still pushing on with it. They still want this to happen. So, yeah, that's that R1 billion we're talking about.
And I think what Themba Khumalo was at pains to explain was that there's nothing new here. This has been done forever and a day. There is a budget for marketing the country, especially he spoke about 24 market destinations around the world. And so this is by no means new, he was saying. But of course, I think the takeaway from that, he had made a number of valid points, which we must concede. The thing is, I think what was missing was that Themba Khumalo and Tourism SA perhaps are not reading the room at this stage.
Yes,
I don't think it's so much about people saying we shouldn't be marketing South Africa.
Yeah.
I think it's a question of, okay, with everything else that's going on, can we just chill? Not saying you shouldn't market the country, but I think what pushed people over the edge was the R1 billion price tag.
Indeed.
At a time when people are struggling, and when country around us, the infrastructure, the crime rate and everything else, cost of living is shooting up, everything else seems to be going in the wrong direction. And I think that perhaps more than anything was the issue.
Absolutely, it really was. And I just think, read the room. I couldn't have put it better. It just is the timing is not good. And I know they're saying, well, we've got to act because somebody else will take it. Well, I don't know if this is the right time. And certainly another opportunity, I'm sure, will come our way when things are better. But right now, when you look at what South Africans are going through on a daily basis, I mean, we were just talking about just electricity outages in our area. I mean, I had literally 4.5 hours yesterday gone in the afternoon, then again on for 2 hours, off again for another 3 hours. You think to yourself, like, this is just insane. It's insane.
But you see, the problem with that, and I think it takes us to the next trending topic, hashtag Rand Park Ridge. The reason why Rand Park Ridge is trending is because they were out of without power for about 24 hours, perhaps a little more, and people were really, really angry because seemingly it took City Power about 12 hours to actually realize that there had been cable stolen, and another 12 hours, as some people are saying, for the driver to go and fetch the cable. So it's just a mess. But what I've also noticed is that my bill is not going down.
Nothing.
Irregardless of what's happening with load shedding. I installed a gas stove. We've been having conversations. Leanne advised me to install a gas stove. I've done that. So I'm doing everything in my power, everything possible, to use less and less electricity. But lo and behold, the bill keeps going up.
The bill keeps going up, keeps coming in. And, you're talking on a background. And again, I mean, you're looking at petrol prices that have gone up for South Africans. You've got the electricity price that's gone up. You've just had interest rates that have gone up. You've just heard, you've got your food, I don't know who it was that came out with a statement this week saying they're going to do a 9% increase on food stuff in their stores. Whether it was ShopRite or Checkers, please forgive me, I'm not sure exactly, or Pick n Pay, I'm not sure where it was coming from.
One of the retailers.
One of them, but it's not one of them. It's all of them that are going to have to do this, and we are the ones that are struggling through this. So back to what SA Tourism was saying, we know what, and we were really being shouted at yesterday, I must say. We were being shouted at by Themba Khumalo, the acting CEO, and he was saying, this doesn't come from the electricity budget, this doesn't come from other budgets, this is the marketing budget. We know. but how is it going to benefit us directly? And yes, you say it brings tourists here, but are we ready for that right now? We need to fix what's going on before we start looking at those kind of nice to have things. That's our 2 cents worth. Kenny Kunene.
Indeed, Kenny Kunene was sworn in as a councillor in the city of Johannesburg for the Patriotic Alliance, and then he was also given the MMC position. He's now the MMC for Roads and Transport in the city of Johannesburg, and the swearing in of those MMCs has been postponed until Monday morning at 10 a.m. in the city of Johannesburg, because there are two appointments that have not yet been made regarding MMCs in the city of Johannesburg. So that is why Kenny Kunene is training. He's now one of the MMCs in the city of Johannesburg.
From the Sushi King to the MMC. Can you believe it? Anyway, we're watching Kenny. Anyway, here we go. This is the last one, and that, of course, is Aranya. You know, Aranya trends every other day.
Yeah.
It really does. But I think this is, again, just talking to the fact of how the municipality, or how Oranje have done things with the community working together and building fields, tennis courts, all of these kind of things. The one I'm seeing is talking a 70.3 million rand refurbished Mabatu Tennis Centre unveiled. The facility, which was granted refurbishment approval in 2019, was unveiled yesterday. 16 outdoor courts. I don't know what that's got to do with Oranje, but I think there's a whole long thread there. In terms of, you know, who's going to be using it. But then there's another tweet underneath that talking to, you know, if people could just, like, for instance, in Oranje, 2,300 people, if they all contribute 100 rand a month, and they raise, you know, that much money, and they develop so much. Couldn't this be the same thing that's done in some of the largest townships? It's a talking point that's been around for a while.
I think also, just to close this, with regard to Oranje, there was also some tweets from someone under the Twitter handle of Folkstart, who was talking and showing pictures of students in Oranje raising the old apartheid South African flag and singing the anthem, and also saying that Solidarity, our civil rights organization, financed the first phase of solar farms on Oranje.
Okay.
So some of those issues as well.
Always. All right, let's leave it there.